Hello everyone, now this is the time to start second poem of our course book Flamingo. So let's move on. Our second poem is An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, written by Stephen Spender. So before starting the explanation of the poem, let's have some information about a writer. Stephen Spender was born in 1909 and died in 1995, and he was an English poet and an essayist. He left University College, Oxford, without taking a degree and went to Berlin in 1930. Spender took a keen interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. Books by Spender include Poems of Dedication, The Age of Being, The Creative Element, The Struggle of the Modern, and the Autobiography. Word Within Word. An elementary school classroom in a slum, he has concentrated on the themes of social injustice and class inequalities. So he was an English poet and an essayist, and he got he's completed his education from Oxford University, but did not receive the degree because of some reason. He has written so many poems collection, and from one of the poem collection we are going to read about one of his poem, that is An Elementary School Classroom in Slum, and that is very much concentrated on the real conditions of the school that are constructed in the slum area. Slum area is called in the poor area in the village. So let's start. So before we move on to the explanation of the poem, let me give you a little summary of the poem, what is all about. In this poem, poet presents the real condition, the appearance and the family background of the children who are studying in an elementary school situated in the slum area or a small village or a town. So, after seeing the condition of these children and knowing about their family background, through this poem, the poet urges to the trusted, to the reliable, to the concerned people of the educational department and the other eminent peoples of the society to do something for the betterment of these children, so that they can also lead a good life, a mannerable life, and they just are supposed to go on a right path instead of opting a wrong way. So this poem is just like a appeal to all these person, all the educated person. So before we move ahead to the poem, then again there is a question from the side of poet for the audience and for the whole society, and that is the question: have you ever visited or seen an elementary school in a slum? What does it look like? Now this is the question of the poet to the audience. If the audience had ever seen an elementary school and the condition you have seen, if you have not seen, then here the poet presenting the real condition of those schools. So here we start. Far, far from gusty waves these children faces. Now gusty is called breezy. Okay, breezy is called breezy wind. Means the cool wind. So gusty waves means cool wind. You can see the breezy wind. Far means that is situated at very distance, and you can see the faces of the children. Means he is depicting a place that is situated very far, and that place is situated between the open air, okay, between the breezy air, and at this place you can see the faces of different childrens. Like rootless weed, rootless is called without root, weed is called unwanted plant, okay, like dry plants, dry leaves that we take out from the garden or field. So all these children faces are looking like dry leaves, unwanted plants that are not wanted by anyone. The hair turned round their pallor. Pallor means pale or dull face, very pale without any shine, okay. So they are having the pale face and their hairs are spreading on their faces, means their hair are not combed properly, they are spreading here and there and come onto their faces. The tall girl with her weighted down hat. Now weighted is something burdened. Okay, so there was a tall girl among all the childrens, and her head is weighted down, means her head was banded, and maybe it's just because of its poverty, her poverty, or her shame of being poor. The paper seeming boy with rat's eyes. Now paper seeming is called, paper is very thin, so there is a boy that who was very thin, just like a paper, because he is not getting the proper nutrition, and he is having rat's eye. Now rat's eye here comparative with the greedy eye, means that boy wants so many things. That means the hunger is there, he wants food, he wants proper cloth like the other people's whenever he see the civilized boy or a wealthy boy. The stunned unlucky hair of twisted bone. Now stunned means malnutritive boy, means the boy who is not getting proper nutrition. So stunned means it is addressed to that boy who has not taken the proper food, he is a malnutritive boy. An unlucky heir, heir is called successor. Successor means his father and his son. His father has given him something, like what is given, twisted bones, means a type of disease in which the bones become twisted, bones become not straight but in D-shaped, not in shape but D-shaped. So that malnutritive boy got a property from his father, and that property is in the form of a disease of dish-shaped bones. Reciting a father's granuled disease, his lesson from his desk. Now he is reciting his lesson sitting on the desk in the classroom, and he has inherited a type of disease from his father in which the bones became torn and one became dish-shaped. Okay. At the back of dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. Now before that boy, at the back of the class in the dark area, means there was not proper light in that portion of the bench where a young boy was sitting. So the poet can see a boy at the back of the bench in the class that cannot see properly because there is not proper light. His eyes live in a dream of a squirrel's game in 3 room other than this, means he was not paying proper attention to the lesson what was going on in the class. His mind was shifted outside in the garden area where there were so many trees are there, and on those trees squirrels were playing, and that boy's mind was in the squirrel. Okay, he wants to play with the squirrel, he has a type of dream, so many dreams are coming in his bright eyes, means he want to do something extraordinary. He is not concentrating on the lesson whatever going in the class, he just want to go out, play with the squirrel, and he has so many dreams in his eyes. Again I am going to give the explanation line by line. Far, far from gusty waves these children faces, in the open area with the breezy wind, you can see the faces of the children. Like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor, their faces seems like they are unwanted, they are dull, they are pale, and all the uncombed hair, they are coming on their faces, means their hair are not combed properly. The tall girl with her weighed down hat, the paper seeming boy with rat's eye. There is a tall girl whose head is bent just because of her tiredness or his poverty, and there is another boy who was so thin just like a sheet of paper, and he is having greedy eyes who wanted everything related to food, clothes and so many other things. The stunned, unlucky hair of twisted bones reciting a father's granule disease, his lesson from his desk. Now there is another boy who is malnutritive, who is not getting proper nutrition, and he is just like his father, who has given him a property in the form of diseased of deformed bones, and he was reciting his lesson sitting at the back of the class, and he was concentrating in the studies. Granuled means rough. Okay, rough means rough disease was there, means that was making your bones of in deformed shape. At the back of the dim class, one unknotted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream and a squirrel's game in 3 rooms other than this. There is another boy sitting at the back of the class where there is not proper light, but he was not concentrating in his lesson and he want to just go out and play game with the squirrel. He has so many dreams in his eyes and he wants to fulfill his dreams. Students, let me tell you, this poem is little bigger. So instead of giving the literary devices and new words after the completion of the poem, I have divided the poem in paragraphs, and after each paragraph, I mentioned the literary devices and new word from that particular paragraph. So it will be easier for you to just note down about the literary devices and new words of the particular paragraph. Like this, you can better explain the paragraph in your own words. So the literary devices and new words from the first paragraphs are: first literary device is simile, and the sentence which shows is like rootless wheat. Okay, L-I-K-E, like is present, so the literary device will be simile here. Another literary device is metaphor, paper seeming boy. Now here boy is comparing with the paper, so literary device will be metaphor. Repetition. Repetition means more than one time we are repeating a word or a phrase. Here the line comes in this paragraph is far, far from gusty waves. Here the word far, far has come more than one time. So literary device will be repetition here. So 3 literary devices are present in this paragraph, and now let's come on the new words of this paragraph. Gusty waves means breezy winds. Pallor means dull. Stunned is called malnutritive child. Then granuled means rough. Weeds are called unwanted plants. Paper seeming boy means very thin boy like a sheet of paper. And here is called successor. Now second paragraph, on sour cream walls, donations Shakespeare had cloudless at dawn, civilized domed writing all cities. Now on sour cream walls, sour means unpleasant, okay, that is not sweet in taste. Cream walls, now this cream is just making, sour cream is the color of the walls of the classroom in which these children are sitting, means the color of the wall became so dishaped, so unpleasant, that has not been painted for so much time. Okay, donations means so many other peoples of the society, they gave donations time to time to the school, just in the form of charity, so that all these things, all the repairing, maintenance and all these painting things can be done. But for so much time, but for many years nobody has donated the money. That's why the school is not painted properly. The classrooms walls are looking like the sour cream, the unpleasant colorless cream walls are there. Now Shakespeare's had cloudless at dawn, means at the wall of the classroom there are so many charts, so many different charts that must be donated by some other people, some the people from the society, and one of the chart is of Shakespeare. Okay, Shakespeare. Then cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all the cities. Now Shakespeare is having the bald head. Bald head means there are no hairs on his head, and that was just looking like a dome. Dome is a shape of semicircle. Okay, so Shakespeare's head was looking like a semicircle, and that semicircle is just resembling to the rising sun, means the rising sun that you can see on the horizon, that was in half circle shape, and that can be seen behind all the cities, means the rising sun shape is just looking like the chart that is hang on the wall of the classroom, and on that chart Shakespeare's head is just creating the scene of a half rising sun from the horizons that can be seen behind all the cities. Ballad Flowery Tyrolese Valley. Now there is a name of valley, that is Tyrolese. Tyrolese Valley is in Australia. Okay, this is an icy valley, very cool valley, full with the flowers. So one of the chart is of Tyrolese Valley was hung on the wall of the classroom. Open-handed map awarding the word its word. Now another chart is hung on the wall, that was a word map. So different countries of the world in physical and political boundaries that are having in that chart that was hanging in the wall. And yet for these children, these windows not this map their word, where all their futures painted with a fog. But for these children, all these charts are irrelevant. They are not similar to the condition of the children through which they all are going. For them, this is not a word, means whatever the word map is hung on the wall, that is not their word. Their word is what they are looking out of the window from their own class. And whenever they looked out of the window of their class, what they look the slum area. They can only see the slum area, the dirty area in open environment where all the poverty is spreaded and nothing else. So this is the real word for these children. So there is no mean for hanging a word map in the classroom of these children's, where all their futures painted with the fog, means in the word map all the countries are painted in different colors, but in the life of these children, their life is colorless, their life is misty, just covered with a fog. Covered with a fog means you cannot see very clearly what is inside in their life. Their life is so colorless, so misty, full with the fog, that these words, these colorful and bright countries of the world, they meant nothing for these children. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes and stars of the world. Now sealed is called locked out. Okay, lead means dark future of the kids. Lead is called to go ahead, and what is going ahead? The future, and the future of the children is dark. Capes is something, cape is a piece of land that sticks into the sea, inside the water, and that is also covering through the area of the bank of the sea. Means that is also on the land part and that is also on the sea part as well. So that is called capes. So a narrow street sealed with a lead sky. The path of their future is full of darkness, that is very narrow and that is locked. Means they are having so many barriers to go to their future, whether though the future is colorless, but even then they want to go to their future, but so many barriers, so many problems are there in their narrow path or towards their future. Far, far from rivers, capes and stars of word. Their life meant nothing for the, means there is no place in their life for the rivers, for the capes, for the stars. These all are denoting with the success in your life. In the rivers means you can get a lot of success. In capes means you can get the success in at any field of the earth, like in water, on the land. And stars means you can reach with your success so high in the sky, you can be so big person. But all these things meant nothing in the life for these children, as their futures stands in the dark. So again I am repeating this paragraph. On sour cream walls means the classroom in which they are sitting, they are not painted well. The color of the wall is unpleasant. Donations Shakespeare's had cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities. Now many people from the society donated and give charity time to time, and some of the peoples has donated some charts in the classroom. So one of the chart is of Shakespeare's, whose bald head was looking like a half rising sun that situated on the horizon and that can be seen behind the cities. Ballad, flowery, Tyrolese valley, open-handed map, awarding the word its word. And second chart is of Tyrolese valley, that is full of flower, and that is a very cool valley that is looking a very pleasant effect. The third map is of the countries containing all the word. There is a word map with the colorful painted countries. And yet for these children, these windows, not this map, their word where all their futures painted with a fog. But these all charts are irrelevant for these children's. There is not the word, because their words is full with the colorless fog, the covered with the mist. There is nothing brightness, no shining in their future, because they all are coming from the poor family. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of the words. Now they are having a very narrow lane that goes towards their dark future, and that is full of so many stubborn and hurdles and or burdens. And they are having the path to their future is very far away. The future that each and every civilized person hoping for get success in, that is very wide, that is spread to the land, to the water, that success go towards the sky very high. But these all things are meaning meant nothing for these childrens, because these childrens are very far away from these all things, from the success. Now literary devices and new words of this paragraph. Metaphor, one of the literary devices, metaphor. Sour cream walls. Now walls are comparing as the unpleasant color of sour cream. Narrow street sealed with a lead sky. Now here lead sky means very vast sky, very bright future, but they are having their bright future is just resembling to a narrow street. So the civilized person is having their future to the lead sky, and these children are having their future towards the narrow street, and they are having their future dark. Assonance, assonance means repetition of the vowel sounds. Okay, so here the vowel letters comes in the line ballad, flowery, Tyrolese, valley. You can see the repetition of the E vowel sound is coming again. Ballad having 2 E, flowery E, Tyrolese again having 2 E, and valley is having E vowel sound. So the literary device will be assonance. Now allusion. Allusion is a type of literary device when you are comparing something with the established place, established personality, a celebrity, or very well known thing or place. So here Shakespeare is very well known, renowned person, renowned writer, England writer of English literature. Okay, so he has gone the literature of the father of the literature, English literature. So one of the renowned person is mentioned here. Now again another thing is Tyrolese Valley, that is also a renowned place of Australian valley, icy valley is there. So that's why in this line literary device will be allusion. Now repetition is again the repeated word is coming far, far from rivers. So more than one time the word far has come, so repetition will be here. Now the new words from this paragraph. Sour is called unpleasant. Donation means charity. Dawn means early morning. Civilized dome is called rising sun in the shape of semicircle. Tyrolese valley, ice-free valley in the Australia. Then lead is called dark future of the child. And capes is called a piece of land into sea from coast. Now third paragraph, surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example. Means for these children, they are so poor that they are concerning each and every person as their enemy, because they are lacking with the love and affection. So each and every person seems them to be an evil, including Shakespeare. So he is just thinking that Shakespeare is a wicked person, is an evil person, and the map a bad example. Means the chart, the word map which is hanging on the wall of the classroom, that is not a perfect example for them, because that is not their word. With ships and sons and love tempting them to steals. Now in the word, in the other things that are resembles to the ships are there, sons are there, but these all things are unresemble to their life. Why? Because these forces them, means whenever they see the type of things that allure them, that persuade them, that force them to see the dreams, so to complete these dreams they are forced to steal, means they are forced to go to a wrong path, just to get the money, just to get the love, affection of the other people, just to get the respect in the society. Means they are not provided these things itself, so they are forced to steal these things for lives that slyly turn in their crumpled holes. Now, slyly is called with the tricks, okay, trickly. Crumpled holes is called confined holes, means permanent holes. So, their homes are so small, looking like holes that so many people hardly come in that, but they are adjusting in these holes, and they are just passing their complete life adjusting in these whole type of homes, from folk to endless night. Now these homes in which they are passing their life, their complete night, that is full of darkness, because there is no brightness in their home as well as in their future. On their slag heap. Now slag is something that you can say, slag means weak, okay, very thin. And heap is called a type of pile, so many things. So there are so many homes, so many weak and small homes are there in the slum area, and all these peoples lived in these small homes throughout their life. These children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass. Now when you see the children of these slum area, you can easily see their bodies that are coming out from their skin, means they are so thin, they are so malnutritive, they are not getting the proper nutrition in the food. So means their bones can be easily visible, they are coming out from their body, means the skin is just looking like a cover of the fabric, okay, cover of the cloth, and behind that cloth the bones are coming out, that can be easily seen by anyone, means the children are very weak in the slum area. Now, spectacle of steel with mended glasses means they are wearing the spectacles, means glasses, specs on their eyes, that is made of steel, and that is very cheap, means looking very cheap and very uncomfortable to wear, like bottle bits on the stone, means the spectacles are looking like, the steel frame is looking like the stone, and the glasses are mended or repaired inside them, so that is looking like that, means that are so uncomfortable, so heavy, so unclear to wear, but they are wearing these specs. All of their time and space are foggy slum. Now their time and space means their future, and their the path of their future is full of fog, means there is too so darkness that cannot see, cannot move on to their future, but they have to walk on that way to go to their future, and that future is also full of darkness, full of fog. So blot their maps with slums as big as doom. Now blot is called a type of mark, okay, on maps, and doom is called a type of disaster, a ruined place. So this slum can be blot on the word map that is hanging in the classroom as a big spot, and this is a type of disaster. Disaster is called in a wide area, means these type of slums are increasing day by day. And how means the childrens of these slums are coming daily, means the population of the slum area is increasing day by day. So if we are going to mention this slum area on the map, on the word map, that this is going to take a disastrous place on the word map, means they are so much in the numbers. Again I am giving you the explanation. Surely Shakespeare is wicked. For these children's, almost all the peoples are wicked and evil, including the Shakespeare, because they all wanted love and affection, but they are not getting that, and so all the peoples are resembling their enemy. The map a bad example, with ships and suns the love, and tempting them to steal. The word map chart that is hanging on the wall of their class, that is irrelevant, and the ships and sun that is shown in the word map is meant nothing for them, because their word is full of darkness. No shining of the sun is there, and no freshness of the water is there. And to get this freshness, to get this love, to get this affection, to get respect, to get money in the society, they are forced to steal different things. For lives that slyly turn in their crumpled holes from fog to endless night, they have to spend their full night, their full life in the very small hole that are looking like a permanent holes that cannot be stretched in a big shape, and they have to be anyhow. Slyly is called adjust, means throughout their life they have to be adjust themselves to live in these whole type of home, and they are many in numbers. On their slag heaps in slum area, you can see the number of houses, small houses like holes. These children wear skin peeped through by bones, and spectacles of steel with mended glass like bottle bits on stone. Now these children are so weak, they are not getting the proper nutrition, that's why they are not healthy. Their bones can be seen out of their skins, means there is only just a thin cover of the cloth, and if you see out of the skin is just looking like a cover of cloth, and clearly the bones can be seen behind the skin. They are wearing, the slum area children are wearing the specs made of steel, in which the glasses are hardly repaired, and that is very uncomfortable and very heavy to wear. All of their time and spares are foggy slums. Their time, their future, and their path, their home, the place where they are living, that place and their future is full of darkness, that is all covered with the fog, means that cannot be seen very clearly. So blot their maps with slums as big as doom. If we are going to put their slum area on the world map, that is going to be a big blot, big spot that that can be seen in a type of disaster on the world map. Now the literary device in new words from this paragraph. One of the literary devices metaphor, crumpled holes. Crumpled holes means the permanent holes, very small holes. And what is compared with the crumpled holes? Homes, the slum area homes that are looking like crumpled holes, very small holes. Another literary device is simile, that is the line is like bottle bits on stone. The word like has come, so the literary device will be simile here, means their specs is like a stones. Alliteration, the repetition of the consonant word, and the consonant word F is repeated here, F and F from folk. So alliteration will be here in this line. Now some new words. Wicked is called evil. Tempted means persuade. Slyly is called trickily. Crumpled means confined or permanent. Slag means weak. Mended is called repaired. Blot is called mark with a spot. And doom means disaster. Now the last paragraph of the poem, unless governor, inspector, visitor. Now in this paragraph, poet is making an appeal to the eminent people of the society, including governor, inspector and visitors who are coming to school, and the poet is urging them, requesting them to do something for betterment of these children, so that they can also get a bright future, a future with the shine. This map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Now the chart of the word map which is hanging on the wall of the class, that meant nothing for them, but here poet is urging, poet is telling, poet is appealing to the people, society people, the eminent and political, the educationists, the wealthy people of the society, to do some betterment for these children, so that they can also make their own place on this word map. Because here, out of their window of the class, they can see only the slum area, only the dirty area that are not shown, means those areas are not shown on the word map, on the chart of the word map that is hanging on the chart. So let them make their places, so that their places can also get a chance to show on the word map between the countries. Break, oh break upon, open till they break the town, and show the childrens to green fields, and make their word run azure on gold sands. Now break, oh break open is called the break. Let them break the wall of their poverty, the wall of their darkness, and let them come in the word of shine, let them come in the word of sunlight, and let them see the beauty of the nature, the green fields, the shining of the sun. Means if they are going to come in these natural environment, in this natural scenery of the environment of the atmosphere, they themselves go in the path of to gain knowledge, to gain the education. Until they see these things, until all these things will come in the contact of these children, how the children is going to know about them? When you are giving the opportunity to these children to come in the contact of different things, only then there is a desire, they can create a desire to know about these things, and like that they can increase their knowledge part, their education part they can increase. Run azure on gold sand. Azure is a type of blue color, and sand means the decolored, means they are living in colorless life. So let them come with the azure is called the living creature, the environmental thing, in the deep blue sea, to the sand part, to the land area. Let them know everything, and let their tongues run naked into the books, and the white and the green leaves open. Now here white is compared with the notebooks and books, and green is compared with the nature. Okay, so here let them come in the nature, let them come in the contact of different type of things, different type of creatures, and different type of places situated in the nature, so that they can increase their knowledge. They can themselves start reading the books with their naked tongues. Okay, means no pressure, no force, no obligation, means nothing is there that force them to complete their education. They themselves want to come in the knowledge of this, come in the word of the knowledge, and try to get the education about everything. So this opportunities should be provided by the wealthy and established people of the society. They have to pay some heed to their children, to these children, some slum area children, and let them go to the bright future of the world. History theirs whose language is the sun, means let them change their histories, living in the darkness, living in the slum area, and let them come in the sunlight of the word of the language, different language. Now again I am giving the explanation. Unless governor, inspector, visitor. Now the poet is going to make an appeal to the established people of the society, like governor, inspector and visitor, to work on the field for the betterment of these children. This map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Catacombs is called tomb or cemetery, where the died people are taken and they buried. Okay, means their lives become just like a cemetery, and we have to change the type of the lives they are going to live through this time. So we need the cooperation, the help of the established people of the society to work in the way of these slum children, so that they can also lead a simple and honorable and respectable life. Break, oh break open till they break the town, and show the childrens to green fields. Let them break their old walls of the slum area. Let them come out from their darkness of the where they are living, where they have been living since their birth, and let them come in the green fields. Let them feel the freshness of the natural things, and make their word run azure on gold sand, and let their tongues run naked into the books. Now let them come in the deep blue sea, let them come in the natural environment of green field, of water, of sand, of green trees, and let them take the education, take the knowledge of these things themselves. Let them read the books with their bare tongue themselves. Don't not let not nobody, means there should not be a condition where anybody is forcing them to take the education. If they are getting all this facility, they themselves are coming to get the knowledge about these things. The white and the green leaves open history there, whose language is the sun. Let them come in the books, word of the books. White is called books, green means nature. Let them come in the word of books, come in the word of nature, and let them change their history, where they are going to speak the language of the darkness. Now it's the time to speak the language of brightness of the sun, means their future, let their future also be shine like others. Now the literary devices and new words present in the last paragraph of the poem. So first literary device is metaphor, and the line is the white green leaves open. Here white is resemble with the books, and green presents the natural words. The second literary device is anaphora. Now anaphora is a device when the same words come in the starting of the line, and those lines are continuous. Means here two lines has come, run azure, and the second line starts from run naked. Now here both the lines start from the same words run and run, means the first word of the both lines is run and run. Okay, so here the device will be anaphora. Now another device will be simile. Lives like catacombs, means their life is like catacombs, like cemetery. Like, like is coming, so simile will be here. Another literary device is assonance, means the repetition of the vowel sound. Now governor, O, inspector again O, and in visitor again O, and O is a vowel sound. So this is the repetition of the vowel sound in one sentence, so assonance literary device will be here. Now the last literary device of the last paragraph is repetition. Here the word break. Break has come more than one time in a line. Break, oh break till they break. So the literary device will be repetition here. Now the new words are catacombs means tombs or cemetery, and azure means deep blue. Azure is the name of the color. So here we have completed the explanation of the poem with the literary devices and the new words that are included in the poem. This poem is little bigger, but if you go deep in the senses of the poem, means if you just want to try to know yourself what the poet exactly wants to say to the society, means there is a very honest appeal from the side of poet towards the society, that we should also pay attention to the slum area children also. Because if we are saying that the children are future of a nation, that these are also the children, means these children are also a part of the society. So if we are living in the same society and one part of the society would be weaker and one part of the society would be stronger, how can the nation be strong? So we have to think on this path also. Being an education, being an wealthy people, being an educational and knowledgeable people, this is a duty from the side of society in which we are living, that we should also work, means in anyhow we have to contribute ourselves towards the betterment of these children also. So I hope you understood the poem as well, but until you are making, you will be able to explain the poem yourself, my this hard work will be in vain. So okay, so just try to take out the meanings of the new words, try to find out the literary devices yourself in the lines, and try to give the explanation of the poem yourselves. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll meet again.